Are you zoomed in?
Welcome, and I'm so excited to have you attending our just business launch. So I always like to do a business training after doTERRA hosts their convention. If you're new and wondering what doTERRA's convention is, basically, and you guys could actually still purchase it and watch it, it's $25. But basically what convention is where doTERRA comes together. Normally we meet in Salt Lake City, Utah, and doTERRA will have some of the top scientists of innocent that, study and research essential oils come and speak. They have medical doctors. They have the owners all speak. They have some of the people that we source our oils from come and speak. And it's just inspiring. It's just so amazing. It's so inspiring, and people just love convention. And this year we had it online, and because of COVID. And a lot of times people come to convention and their hearts are on fire and they just want to share the oils with people. I've been doing the doTERRA business for 10 years, and every single year I see just this spike in interest for people building the business after convention, if they've attended, because they have seen the mission of doTERRA. They've seen the owners, they've seen, they've just seen how excited people are, and they want to jump in. And so I always figure it's a good time to get started. And then of course, there's some of you that are brand new and interested in learning more and wanting to know exactly how to build your doTERRA business. And so I thought, what a great time to do a training so that you guys could see, just exactly how to build your doTERRA business. So I am Jen Oldham. I am a presidential diamond in doTERRA, which is the very top rank. My husband and I have been building for 10 years, and it's so amazing. Like, this is what I do to provide a living for my family. It's been incredible. So, and I love it because I work about 20 hours a week. So I definitely put in a lot of time and effort, but it's not something that I dedicate 40 hours a week to most of the time. Sometimes, especially if I was, pushing for a new rank or whatever, I would, put in a little more time, but I absolutely love what I've created. And I love having a good, solid residual income. When I started this business 10 years ago, it's actually almost like we're getting inching into 11 years. I started using oils 10 years ago. And I had a friend that kept saying, you should do this business. You should do this business. And I kept saying, I've never done network marketing. I've never used essential oils. I'm 28 years old. I have one baby. No one is ever going to listen to me. I don't know why I'm going to be an expert in this industry and why anybody would ever listen to me. And I started using oils for mood. I started using them just for being anxious and just anxious feelings. And I noticed an immediate difference, and I loved it. And so I started to use them for myself. And then I thought, okay, well, so what if I have a headache, or what if my baby gets a cough or a cold or something like that? Would there be oils that would help to support her immune system? And the answer is, of course, yes. And I became very excited with what I saw from the oils, and I couldn't help but share with other people. And so I started to share with other people, and I just shared. I had a friend who I literally brought her over an entire Healthy Start kit. Back in the day, it was called the Dr. Mom kit. doTERRA's renamed their kit several times. But with the Dr. Mom kit, and I literally just let her have the kit. And I was like, here, try this. I knew nothing, really very limited about it. And she used almost all of my oils. And I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Because we were so strapped financially when we first started doTERRA. And, I started, and I saw what it did to change her life. And I just couldn't help but share with other people, because I thought, if I have an answer that somebody's out there praying for, I need to get out there and I need to share these oils with people. I love them so much. And they have really impacted my family in such a positive way, both financially, I've been able to totally revolutionize our income and my family, to also just the health of my family, which is so great. So without further ado, we're going to get started, hop in, and to just chat exactly about what to do with your doTERRA business. So the first thing that I like everybody to do is start dreaming big. What would you do if you could create even an extra $500 a month? What would that be like for your family? Would it help to make a car payment? Would it help to buy groceries? What would that do for you? And then what would it be like if you were to make an extra $5,000 a month? Does that freak you out? Are you like, there's no way, you're crazy? That's crazy talk. Because that's how I felt when I first started this. I was like rolling my eyes when someone told me I could make $1,500 a month, because that would have doubled my income. And so I'm like, $1,500 a month? Yeah, right. That's never going to happen. And I very, very much so far surpassed that. Took me a little bit to get going, but I did it, and it has been such a game changer for my family. So, but just think about what that would do for your family. What would you do if income could just not be a stress for you? What would it be like if you could work from home at your convenience? I still work, but when stuff happens, I don't have to call in sick to a boss. I was just thinking, I haven't created a resume in years, 10 years, 11 years. I haven't had a resume in a long time because I work for myself, and it's so great. So I just want you to start dreaming. What would you like to create with doTERRA? And I want you just to throw a number out there. I want you to write it down, and I just want you to dream. And I then want you to decide, how would that change your life? What would be different for you if you were able to make the kind of money that you would like to make? How would that be different? So I want you to write that down. What would be something that you would like to shoot for in doTERRA? Maybe it's 500, maybe it's 1,000, maybe it's 5,000. And what would that be like if that goal were to come to fruition for you? And then I always like everybody to have a why. Why do you want to do this business? Because I'm going to tell you right now, it is so worth it. There's going to be times you want to quit. There's going to be times nobody comes to a class. There's going to be a time where you're so excited because things are going well, and then all of a sudden a builder that you have quits, or somebody returns their order, or an order that's supposed to go through doesn't happen. And it's so discouraging. It happens to me right now. And it still gets frustrating. So it's so important to be connected into that why. And I love this business so much because of what it's created for my family. We've been through some crazy stuff over the last 10 years. We've moved like 5 or 6 times. My husband was involved in a terrible accident. I was hospitalized for 2 weeks with a really bad pregnancy, just an unhealthy pregnancy. And I just remember thinking every time, I'm so grateful for my doTERRA income that I'm not rushed to get into work, or that my husband doesn't have to get into work. So I want you to have your why. Why do you want to do this business? What would change in your life if you were able to meet your goals? So that is part of your assignment for the week. So every week you're going to have some assignments, and then I'm going to do a drawing from those people who complete their assignment. I'll do a drawing. So this week I'm going to do some emotional oils. So I love emotion oils that doTERRA has. That's what drew me into the company. So I will be doing a drawing for some of my favorite emotion oils if you complete your assignment. And I will show you where to post it and exactly what that's going to look like in just a minute. So part of what's going to be on there is, what goal is it that you're going to want to work towards? What would happen if you were to achieve that goal, and why? Why is that a big deal for you? And then I want you to map out when you want to work on this business. Because if you treat this like a hobby, you will have hobby income. If you will treat this like a real job, you have the potential to have a great income. My husband and I started our businesses at the same time. I was starting doTERRA as he was starting a software company. And he does very well with his software company. I still make 3 times as much as he does, but he still, maybe I make a little more than 3 times, but I make quite, maybe almost 4 times, but I do incredibly well. And his business, people will make the comment that, oh, I have to spend this 100 PV a month to get a check. You guys, that overhead is nothing. Cause my husband, to get it to do his business, he's got 3 computer programmers he has to pay every month. He has a dietitian he pays. He's got receptionists, admin assistants. He has several employees that he has to pay, and it's way more than what I pay just for my monthly order to get my check coming in every month. So I absolutely love the business opportunity that you have for such low overhead. But sometimes with that, people then treat this accordingly. It's like, easy come, easy go, right? And it's like, if you will treat this like a real business, that is always my biggest piece of advice to people, is treat it like a real business, because it can pay you dividends, and having residual income is one of the coolest things ever. Okay, so the other thing I want you guys to do is, this is kind of a bonus assignment. You certainly don't have to do it. Let me go back real quick. I want you guys to map out when you want to put time and effort. We were talking about creating a job, treating this like a job. not everybody has to put the exact amount and time and effort into this. I don't want anyone to feel like, oh, I have to do 20 hours a week or whatever. You do what works for you. And I'm happy to chat with you after and just help you decide if maybe the goals that you have set are in alignment with the time that you want to put in. When I first started doing this, I was doing like an hour a month. I had no idea what I was doing. There weren't trainings. doTERRA was fairly new. It was like not even quite 2 years old. I wasn't getting a lot of support, so I had no idea what I was doing. So I didn't put in a lot of time. But I'm going to show you exactly what to do so that you are putting your time and effort into things that I like to call income producing activities, things that will help you to be successful with the business. So that's my whole goal, is to help you put your time into things that will be beneficial and worthwhile. So I want you guys to map out when you're going to work. So maybe you want to do 10 hours a week. That's great. Maybe you want to do 5. That's perfect. Like whatever works for you is great. You don't have to match what I'm doing. And maybe your goals are different than mine. You know, maybe your goals are just to make an extra $500 a month. And if that's great. You don't need to put in as much time if that's your goal. So, and your goals can change and shift and evolve over time. Because in the beginning for me, I wanted to order every month, and I wanted that to pay for itself. That was my goal. That was like the entirety of my goal. I'm like, if I make enough for the oils to pay for themselves, I've got it made. And then I thought, okay, I'm doing that. What if I could make my car payment every month? And then I started to do that. And then I thought, okay, so what if I made my house payment every month? Now my house payment was $767. It was nothing to write home about. It wasn't a lot of money. But I thought, okay, what if I made that? So it evolved over time. And then once I was doing that, I was like, listen, I'm going big with this. I'm going to hit Diamond, which is one of the top ranks in the company. And so I decided to put in a little bit more time. And then I wanted to hit Diamond the month I had my twins, which I did 8 years ago. So everybody's goals can be different, but map out when you are going to put time and effort into your business. So I'm going to type in your assignments for you. So if you look at the chat. So first of all, you are going to write down what kind of money you want to make with doTERRA. What would happen if you made that type of money? I'm sorry, I keep snorting. Why do you want to make that kind of money? Why do you want to make doTERRA your business? That's what we're going to say. Into an income. Okay, and then you're going to map out when you're going to work. Map out when you're going to work. Now, don't worry about what you're doing just yet. Don't worry like, what am I going to do at that time? Map out when you're going to put time, going to invest time into the business. Okay. So this is just like sitting down. This is something you guys could even do tonight. It could take you 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but it's not going to take a whole lot of time. But just really write down, okay, so what are you going to do? So I have a couple more assignments for you, but like I said, these are easy things, right? This isn't like anything scary. This is easy. And you have a week to complete this. So you can watch this recording again. I will post this on my Launch Your Business group, which I will show you in just a minute. The next thing I want you to do is write down a list of people that you want to share the oils with. Don't be afraid. Don't disqualify people before you even put them on there. The worst that somebody could tell you is no. And you know what? More people have told me no by a long shot than yes. And I'm still here alive to tell the tell. So people will say no, and it's okay. But I'm going to show you exactly how to talk with people about the oils. I will give you a little sneak peek. Next week, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to share samples with people. So you may want to make sure you have oils to share this week. And another thing that you could do is maybe get some little sample vials. You can purchase those through Amazon. You can also get them through doTERRA, but I'm going to give you your checklist this week. So don't feel stressed like I have a million things to remember. You're going to have 10 little easy peasy assignments that all of them you could even check off tonight. So it's going to be nothing too huge. So number 6 is that you are going to make sure have oils and sample bottles on hand to share oils with the people on your list. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how to make this COVID friendly, so don't feel too stressed out. So I'm going to make this super simple for you. So this week is all about dreaming and planning. Like, why do I want to do this? What do I want to create? Why? What do I want to, like, what kind of money would I make? Why? What am I going to do with that money? And then you're writing down the name of the list of people you're going to share with, and then just making sure you've got the stuff to share samples. Because next week, I'm going to show you exactly what to do to get oils in people's hands. And that's really how simple it is with doTERRA. And when it is so amazing to have somebody, I mean, and if I looked at my neighborhood, if you already think everyone you know does doTERRA, okay, I live in Utah where the headquarters of doTERRA are, and where there are more diamonds blue and presidential diamonds than any other state or country in the world, right here where I live. I'm pretty sure that most of the people around me still haven't used doTERRA. I'm pretty sure the lady right across the street hasn't. I just moved here, so I don't know my next door neighbor. I don't really know very many of my neighbors, but I've always found that most people in my neighborhood still don't use the oils. And it is so fun to give them a sample and be like, I know your back has been bugging you. Can I give you some deep blue? Or even my neighbor, he is quite a bit younger than his wife, and she's had so many health problems. She's in her 80s, had a stroke. He has to take care of her. You know, he found out I did oils, and he's like, I actually really like doTERRA. And he had some scarring on his face. And I was like, you know, I'm going to bring you a sample of something that will help you with your scarring. It's so fun to share with people and just see how excited they are to either have the hope or whatever. So this is going to be fun as you make your list this week. And I want you to try to get between 50 and 100 people on your list. If you've already made a list, that's great. I want you to think of new people that you can add, because there's always more. And then we have something called a chicken list, the people that we're like, we never add because we're too afraid to talk to them. So those could maybe be some people that you would add to your list this week. So anyway, these are some fun assignments for the week. We are dreaming. If you like to do things like make vision boards, you could make a vision board for the week. Not like, if that does not inspire you, don't stress about it. Don't worry about it. But if you think that sounds fun, and it's always fun to put stuff on a vision board that you can like circle it or check it off or cross it off and be like, hey, that happened. That's so great. So anyway, I would love to, I'm going to open it up for questions, because I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. So someone just commented that doTERRA is out of fractionated coconut oil. So they actually have the coconut oil. The problem is they don't have, it's like the packaging that the oil comes in. It's super fun right now. I have not found another brand that I love. I bought another brand of fractionated coconut oil, and it smelled like gas or petroleum or something. It was like, ugh. So let me do some digging and find out. But you can still share samples without the coconut oil. So I'm going to share my screen real quick and show you a couple of resources. If you have questions, I want you, I'm going to actually copy all these things that your assignments so that I don't forget. Number 7 is a bonus item. I'm going to share my screen, and then I'm going to show you a couple of resources where I will have recordings posted and the assignments. So I'm going to, okay, here we go. So I'm going to pull up Facebook real quick. And I really don't use Facebook except for doTERRA. I don't even know the last time I posted on my own personal wall. I really don't use it much, but I do use it for doTERRA quite a bit. So there's a couple of resources that I want to make sure that everybody is involved in. Oh, look at this. Here was Gayla. Oh, my hair was short then too. I just cut it again. And I actually think I might want to cut it a little bit shorter and do this. But this was Gayla. Can I just tell you how much I love doTERRA because of the friendships I've made? Okay, so there's a couple of groups. The first one is HLE Product Support. So if you're not a part of that, that is something I do offer for anybody who is on my doTERRA team. And as you enroll people, you are welcome to add people to it. Good grief. This is running so slow, and it's like frozen. So that's really great. No idea what's happening right now. Kate Quinn. I don't even know what that is. Oh my gosh. Okay, so, well, maybe I'll just type this in so that you guys can see it because it is going so slow. HLE product support. Oh, you can request to join this group. It is private and I do screen all the questions. Just making sure that there's nothing like, hey, how do I cure cancer? We have to be careful of things like that. But we always have just some fun things, things going on with doTERRA, just some product tips every single day. So this is really great. Just questions about, and if there is anybody that's ever in here that is spamming or causing issues, I absolutely cut it off. But we have really good positive information on here. So join this group if you're not in it. The other group I was going to show you is the Launch Your Business. That is where I will post the recording from this every single, and I'll post it later tonight. So I will have this posted and I will have your assignments posted, and I will also have a little place where you can post how it's, oh, look, there's me with no makeup. You can also post if you have done your assignment or not, and that's where I'll post winners and stuff. So we have fun little, and usually every Monday morning I hop on and do a little business training, and I'm still gonna do that even though we're doing this. So, okay, so this is the group. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. So just make sure you're in Launch Your Business. I am going to unmute it. I'm actually going to stop the recording. So make sure you join that group and I'll end the recording. So thank you so much for joining in.